So now I am ready to put on the top section. So I'm going to use offset again. Now an offset doesn't just produce an inside line, you can produce a line which goes outwards. So I can click on this line, can do it. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing wrong there, so I'll just undo that and edit. I think it's put a couple of offsets on there, so try that again. Let's say if you do get an error, I think actually my mouse is being a bit funny. Okay, there we go, finally dragging outwards. My offset inwards was 1.2, so my offset outwards is also 1.2. And if I look at that, if I go camera view from the top, okay, and a camera view from the bottom, I can see that both of those match up. So the two of them are in fact the same size. So if I go back to a standard view isometric, okay, the bottom one was extruded by 3. I'm going to have to extrude this in 2 parts. So drag the first section up 0.3, and then the outer section gets dragged up by 0.3, and this line here I no longer need, so I can just delete this line. Okay, it's got various bits to it, it's got little corner pieces I mustn't forget. And again, I want to make sure to tidy this up. A neat, tidy drawing is much more likely to 3D print with no problems than one that's got all sorts of little bits and pieces lying around. Neat is always going to work better. Okay. Now obviously one of the things I need to do now is check that what I've done has worked. There's no problems with it. Okay. So looking around there, that all looks okay. I seem to have tops, bottoms, sides. I'm going to slot my headphone through there. I'm going to wrap it round here, and that all seems to be absolutely fine. So I'm going to go to camera and standard views to the top again and zoom out. And one of the things I want to do now is I want to put my name on the top so I know whose is whose when I make these things. And the simplest way to do this is always to indent any sort of printing in. So anything you want to write on here, it's always better to put it slightly down in an indent. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to click on an offset, and I'm going to bring that in by, I think, 1. Gives me that thing in the center. I'm going to go camera, standard views and isometric, and I'm going to take that down a touch. I'm going to take that down 0.5, so that's half a centimeter, beg your pardon. That's not what I want, that's far too low. 0.05, which is half a millimeter. Okay, so 0.05 is half a millimeter. I'll then click on 3D text, click on the surface, and it says, right, what do you want to write? Well, I'm going to write Mr. Dunn. Simple as that, but any message you want on there. The height of the writing is going to be about 2 centimeters. That seems okay. The thickness of the writing, the extruded, needs to be 0.05. I'll click on place, and now immediately got a problem that the writing is just far too long to go onto there. Okay, so I've got a couple of choices here. If it's too long, I can go to camera, standard views and the top, and I can zoom right out, and one of the things I can do is click on the resize button, okay, and bring that back in. Now I've got to be careful because I'm doing all sorts of strange things to the writing, so I want to edit and undo the scale, and I want to make sure that when I drag it in I'm just resizing it from the corner. So using the corner one is going to be better. Click on the move button and I can put that up there, so I can resize it that way, or of course I could go back and resize it the other, and again there's room for more writing on there if I want. Again, I need to look around this and check that everything is right and fine before I send it to be 3D printed. That's going to have my name written up there on the top. It's going to have the hole down the bottom there. I can zoom out, have a good look around it, make sure there's no holes, no errors, no issues. And I think I'm happy enough with that. That's ready to be sent off and be 3D printed.